Greetings, greetings, greetings. You are now tuned into the vault. Trust Christian own, nothing control everything. Just want to thank you for tuning in live, listening to replay. Always appreciate everybody that tunes in live, listens in the replay. It's always appreciated. This is a pop-up episode. This is the vault, episode 351. Trading is private, and definitely excited about doing this episode. This is Trust Christian own, nothing control everything. Always appreciate everybody for tuning in live, listening to replay to the vault. Episode 351. Trading is private. The episodes are always catered towards the trustees that have gone through the trustee training, people that we've actually seen go through the training, people that have reached out to the vault for years, have expressed issues that they may have with trading. And so we're going to address a lot of those things in this episode today. This is an episode of years of questions and comments. We've been doing trading webinars at the Vault for about 2 years now, maybe 2 or 3 years. And this has been the elephant in the room. We introduced this over at the Vault trading because we knew 2, 3, 4 years, 2, 3 years ago that a lot of times a lot of the trustees want to continue to build out portfolios. What better way to do that than actually put together a portfolio of equities, bonds, whether you're doing ETFs, whether you're doing whether you're trading pairs, currency pairs, and things of that nature. So we definitely are going to address it. One of our pros over at the Vault, we're lucky enough to say that we have a pro. Pro meaning that we met this individual from day one. They were living off of trading, and still to this day don't have a job, living off of trading. Has led the forefront for trading to partnership with the Vault, and we're just really thankful for that relationship. Surprisingly, we got the relationship in the uh, private trust and training environment in the first place. So we always appreciate being able to explore, meet these caliber of people, such as Cornell the Trader has been a long time uh, associated with the Vault when it comes to the trading and the trading webinars. The trading webinars have been a success. Have we had people literally go through the Vault and learn how to trade, live successfully and quietly about their life? What's interesting is the relationship that we have with our trader inside of the Vault, particularly that does the webinars, Cornell, is that when we've had people go through the training, people actually have learned it. Uh, Cornell, we've seen him go through different elevations and educations, and being there stride for stride helps to know somebody's way that they're moving when it comes to the information that people are purporting that they have or know or executing. And people always talk about like, oh, I'm making money in trading, but there are unrealized gains, and a lot of times in trading, a lot of people are missing that point. Everybody likes to think that they're making money. Making money to them is the unrealized gains on the P&L because they're up in the trade right now, or they have paper money. People call it paper money, things of that nature. Trading really took off in 2021 when you started getting like the meme stocks. These some website blog can post a picture with the dog, and people say that this is a what is it, an equity that people can invest in, and in turn it's only got one direction really to go to be profitable, which is up. So we talk about the trading aspect of it because this is where for years now we've seen so many people sit on the internet. We've furthered our education at the Vault, and we've been around the mentors. The mentors have shared with us that most of these guys over the internet are pretty much selling a brokerage. Most people don't want to hear that because there's not too many real brokerages out there. So you got these apps nowadays that are acting as financial intermediaries, which are essentially brokerages. They're facilitating retail investors going out, buying stocks, supposedly, buying ETFs, supposedly, buying these cryptocurrencies, supposedly. They're buying these different things. And it's an exchange. These websites or these apps are considered exchanges, which they're trying to deal with whether it's a tax liability or not. They're looking at it from a perspective where they don't want to be hit as a brokerage. So just to put out there, just remember in the episode, this isn't financial advice or legal advice. So anything you heard previous is non pro tunc, and even up until this point, it's not financial advice or legal advice. It never will be that. This is common conversation that we have in the vault with trustees through consultations. Once again, we've had these conversations with the trustees and not only just trustees but with consultations. So when people ask about the trading, ladies and gentlemen, well, this is definitely to the trustees. People say, oh, it's a lonely road over here. It is a lonely road because trading is private. When you have mentorship, that's what makes it even more private. People say, oh, well, these guys, they're promoting a brokerage firm. They're getting a referral fee. You think these guys over the internet are getting referral fees for referring you to go deal with this app, go deal with this app, go deal with this website? They're marketers. So in turn, we've seen that blow up for years now, for sure, a few years, especially as these apps and these websites pop up, and they're trying to, pretty much purport that they're not a brokerage firm, so your money is almost not secure. They don't want to hear that though. Are they FDIC insured? That means they're acting like a bank. They're a financial intermediary, which means they're a brokerage firm because brokerage firms take out leverage for their clients. That's why they're able to give their clients leverage. But see, people say, well, how come I don't know all of this stuff? How comes there's so much to this investing stuff? Because it's private. Trading is private. Finance is private first. It's private. You're not going to. Why do you think there is a small group of people that can trade professionally? Why do you think there's such a small group of people that first of all, these people usually end up getting licenses on the public side so they can know the rules and the laws of how money is? What a good investment is. So they don't just go in and pretty much say they're managing a retail trader's investment portfolio and it's negative. They might come flat, but they're not supposed to go negative. The asset managers, these fund managers, and things of that nature. So appreciate Mississippi for tuning in live, listening to replay. Always appreciate Mississippi for tuning in live, listening to replay. We got a question in the chat. Feel free to type questions in the chat related to the topic today. If you're live, is the intermediary trustee? The trustee is just the trustee. The trustee's not doing anything for themselves, so there's no intermediation. They're usually just the person that's responsible for making sure that things aren't going to go bad. Why? Because you're the trustee. Your job is to protect and grow assets. Protect, that means you protect your downside and you grow assets. But see, people say, oh, how come I don't know about it? It sounds so private. It's all about being private, I guess. Because I'm really trying to learn how to control my finances. When they talk about generational wealth, the reason why the public can't talk about generational wealth is because generational wealth is private. Trading is private. Trading from one generation to the next, passing along a vocation or financial information, it's private. Oh man, I didn't come from a family. I can't believe it. The information is going to be passed along privately through just families. Can I read it in the book, Trust Christian in the Vault? Can we read it in the book? Can we find it in the book? Can you tell me a book? I don't want to invest in the financial information and the financial education. I don't want to invest in that. That's the difference between the retail investors and the accredited investors. The accredited investors are going to pay for the information so they hoard information. Wealthy people hoard information. That's why they have books. That's why they read. Oh, but I don't know what to read. Trust Christian involves a lot of information out here, and then on the internet, it's a lot to read out here on the internet. Now, what about the trading stuff? Can I read the trading stuff in the book? Can I find it in the book? How many books do I need to read before I get it? How many books? Trading is private. It comes through private mentorship, through that family. It comes through a mentor privately. So when we do the webinars at the vault, those were private webinars. Those were people that requested them before they were talked about. People say, "Oh, well, what about the trading and how many people get it? Who gets it? The ones that study, the ones that take the mentorship and learn it and execute it. It's like learning any other skill. Trading is private, so you got a bunch of people that jumped in the market, for whatever reason, because the internet, has to do social media, whatever it is, social marketing, whatever it is. Uh, we just see a lot of uneducated people in the marketplace, and there actually are numbers to show that there's a lot of dumb money, as they call it, in the marketplace. And people say, "Well, how do I get smart? I gotta learn from my mistakes." Trust Christian Revall. I learn more from my mistakes. You don't learn from losing money. You would like to think that the guru's gonna tell you, "Oh, you learn from your mistakes," and you keep making the same mistake over and over, because learning from it means you don't make the same mistake twice. People come back, they have all these different issues on why they're not being a good asset manager, because trading is private. So how is it that I gotta go private, but then I gotta trade, and I don't know which one's more important, going private or trading? But then trading is private, and we knew it went hand in hand with the trading partner Cornell, because so many people want to manage their portfolios. In most families, you're gonna see maybe a few people that want to manage their assets, manage their portfolios, uh, especially from a equity standpoint, exposing themselves, exposing the family to the broader market, uh, and being able to have access to contracts, investments, at a global level as well, investing in the stock market. Uh, you see families that might hold oil, that might hold gold, that might hold silver. Sometimes they might hold hard assets. Um, they're still traders nonetheless. The hard assumption and the bad assumption is that so many people don't know that they're an investor. So many people don't know that they're a trader. So they're thinking like an employee. And investor and trader mentality comes from doing deals, uh, and actually generating capital. Trading is private though. People come back to the vault and they'll say, "Oh, it's taking me so long to get it." But how many hours are you putting in with your mentor? How many hours a week are you investing into the craft? So many people, they haven't heard the messages. Trading is already in the top 20% of the population. And the traders are the people working at the bank, managing the bank, making bank depositors money through different type of prop accounts and things of that nature. So when people say, "Well, who's managing the money?" It's people that work at the bank. That's who's managing the money. That's who's trading the money. They're trading money for what they call institutions on behalf of their depositors through, what do they call it? ETFs nowadays, mutual funds, different type of long only pension funds. These are individuals that are managing what are called people's retirement. They're gonna give you the so-called long-term games. Oh, the S&P's gone up for 30 years straight. Yeah, right. And a lot of people got wiped out in the Roaring 20 of the beginning of the Roaring 20s. That's the fact. These asset managers couldn't even stop the market from stopping based off of regulations and a secured market. Actually the main markets where they shut down the market because it was dropping so fast. Now we could say it's because they were taking out money out of the market. That's fair. It's called cashing out. You sell high, but there were things that they couldn't control, which was the market stopping. We could drop. People would like to think that that's the case, but that's not the case. You, the market shut down the day. Now, if you want to know that there are after hours trading, some people don't even know that there's after hours trading. Who can trade after hours? The institutions, once again. So when people think about the trading, they really have to take a long, hard look and say, okay, is this where my eyes are getting bigger than my stomach? A lot of times, a lot of people are looking at the opportunity, and they're enamored. They're really what the mentors called enamored. They are enamored. They think this is get rich quick. And guess what? You have the financial predators that are lurking in the mist. You think these websites and apps aren't financial predators, especially in unregulated markets? Of course they are. What makes you think that they're not financial predators out here? There are financial predators legally because they're in environments where people consider the the market to be unregulated. So of course it's going to be financial pirates. They're going to be, predators out here. But oh no, no. Well, they have a good website. They have a good app. It rounds instead of squares. The website looks glossy instead of matte. They had a good pop up on me. Everybody else is using the app. Well, let's just think about it. Do you know how long it takes for most companies to go public? So these apps that are not financial brokerages are literally being pulled before Congress and asking them, are they a financial intermediary? And what do they say? Oh no, we're a marketing company. We're selling the information to hedge funds, to the banks. That's what we're doing. It's a more profitable business. We're a marketing company. We're not a financial advisory firm, but guess what? We do have a newsletter that informs our traders because they're on the platform, these retail traders. We do have their information, and based off the data that we're getting and sharing it with the hedge funds, and the hedge funds are hitting us back with data. And, the retail investors are reading what the hedge funds want them to know. Oh man, hedge funds they fell off in the early 2000s, during the financial crisis. The hedge funds fell off. So who do you think's funding these incubator companies? Oh, we got a new name for them now. They're not just called hedge funds. They're called angel investors. They're called venture capitalists. What are we talking about here? They got these new names for just accredited investors, high net worth investors, institutional investors. Trading is private because if it was so public, everybody would be doing it and making money. That's how you know it's private. It's not a everybody thing. There's a lot of things that everybody can learn to do. Brushing your teeth might be one of them. But we're talking about making money so you don't work for money. That's private. See, people think they're supposed to work for money. Money's a tool. Money's an asset. So people that know how to make money work for them, we're in a different category. That's when you go private. Is when you know how to make money work for you. because money is a tool, it's an asset. We understand what money is. People, what are they trading? Whether they're trading a company, whether they're trading an equity, whether they're trading a bond, whether they're trading whatever they're trading, if they're trading their time for money, they're trading something. That's why we say this education is easy for any young young individual, for any individual that understands business or has a great business acumen or has some slight business acumen. You're always trading something for something. That's why we got away from bartering. But for some odd reason, people hate this new monetary system that allows them to live in these big houses and drive around in these cars that really they supposedly can't afford because they took a loan out for it. That's called trading on margin. Because you're worth something, you have a good credit history, we're going to give you some debt. We're going to give you some leverage for your trading. Because if you keep trading your time for money, that means you'll be able to repay back the loan or the debt. Correct? You'll be able to pay back the loan or the debt if you keep trading your time for money. But what happens when you trade money for money? That sounds like business to business, right? So we talk about people, they go into these financial markets and they're thinking like an employee. Trading is private. Not everybody's been trained to be an entrepreneur investor. People have been trained to be employees. Not everybody's been trained to be a private investor, a financial asset manager. They haven't been trained into that. They've been trained into being an employee. That's why it's private. To know how to look at money, not be emotional about it, know how to grow it, and do that consistently. That's why trading is private. It's not a gamble. People would like to look at these type of things. Well, isn't it not gambling? How do we know it's not gambling? That's always got to be the easy argument. Some people would like to think that it is. But this is a profession. Why? Because do you take your money to the bank? Once again, the bank's trading the money on the back end, on the market, through pension funds, through equity funds. Appreciate Jacksonville for tuning in live, listening to replay. Always appreciate Jacksonville, Florida for tuning in live, listening to replay. This is one of those moments where people might want to do a gut check about them wanting to get into this thing called trading. Everybody thinks you can just sit on some app. Maybe you take some tips. Maybe you read a little bit of financial information. That's bad when the person says that. Why? Because when you all can Google it. Warren Buffett or successful investors will tell you that they read a lot. They read at least 2 hours every day of financial information. That's quite a bit. That's at least 10 hours of 5 days a week of reading financial information. Actually reading, not just consuming through a app or some TV station. They're actually reading financial information. Usually they're reading about the companies that they're looking into. They're reading about the equity markets that they're into, the bond markets. They're reading them. They know what's inside of the fund. They know the fund manager's name. This is what you have to do when you're managing money. You're researching the data of the companies. You're researching the data of the industry. You're researching those things. So when people try to walk into the financial information realm, they say, well, how is it private? It's because it involves you reading about the details that are not on the internet, that are not, and they actually are on the internet, but you have to go to that specific industry, that specific equity, that specific bond, whatever it is. You have to go to that specific thing and actually do the research for it, period. You have to do the specific research for it. And you think about it, if somebody's going to go through all of that trouble to get that information, why would they give it out on the internet for free? What's the point of even monetizing it when they already know that they have the key where they want to take your money? Remember, trading is a zero sum game. When one person's winning, the next person losing. There's no random money in the market. Somebody has to put up the money. It's either you, the winner, or you, the loser, or the winner's winning. That's how it works. It's a zero sum game. That's a hard reality for people to hear too as well. Appreciate the Bronx for tuning in live, listening to replay. Always appreciate the Bronx for tuning in live, listening to replay. Sitting online. Well, people say, "Oh, well, where am I gonna get the information?" Trust Christian in the vault. You talking about the information is private. I gotta read. I gotta go to these specific websites. I gotta go to these specific companies. I gotta read their quarterly earnings. I have to actually learn from a professional trader. That's what it comes down to. If you're looking to learn how to do something professionally, which trading is private, you're gonna have to go to a professional privately. That's the bottom line. You gotta go to the person privately because professionals aren't allowed to post their trades on the internet. The professionals are working for the bank. They're not allowed to post their trades on the internet because it's illegal. The regulated industries, it's illegal. So you got to go to the professionals that are doing it privately because they're not posting their trades on the internet. Well, how do I get access to these people? And how much is that going to cost me? It could cost you quite a bit. But if you search the internet properly, if you contact the vault, reach out to the vault, we can put you in contact with whether it's Cornell, whether it's mentors that we have. That's Christian at trustchristian.com. Christian at trustchristian.com. You do that because it's putting you in that position. You got to learn from the people that are doing it professionally, privately, because the professionals aren't on the internet. Oh man, well, what about these fund managers that come on the internet and they're promoting their fund? What about these guys that come on the internet and they're promoting their fund? They got a fund, man. When they're telling us to invest in this and invest in that. First of all, they're just like you and I. They are financial asset managers. They have a company and they're taking a certain amount of capital and they're marketing their fund. They have investors that have invested in the fund. So they're trying to grow the fund. And the way that you grow the fund is by advertising that you have the ability to grow funds. You have to advertise the name of the fund and you have to advertise how well your returns are in the marketplace. So there we go. Everybody wants to sit on the internet and post how good their returns are in the marketplace. Well, don't IBs share with you how much money they're growing in the marketplace? They actually share that every single year in their reports of how much they've made with as an institutional investor with retail money on the private side. They share it with you in their yearly reviews, almost in their quarterly reviews, but for sure in their yearly reviews. It's there. How many people are going to go read the IBs? How many people are going to go read the IBs yearly report? That's the difference. Who's going to go read the yearly report? We just mentioned you that Warren Buffett or other major investors are say they're reading 2 hours a day. That's what they're sitting down. They're taking time out their day and they're going and getting the nitty gritty. They're getting it. It's not insider information because it's still available because every quality company on the public side has a investor relations. Industries have investor associations or associations for that industry that put out reports. But how many people are going to go read that information? That's why it's private. It's because people aren't going to go read the publicly available information to make sound, quote unquote, investment decisions. How are they not going to make a sound investment decision? Well, they're not going to make a sound investment decision because they don't have sound information. They're going off of what's called the fake news. The fake news. They're not able to predict the market. They're playing off the news. The catalyst that they're using is the news. If I see it on the news, I'm gonna look into it. Where am I supposed to get this information from? Once again, when you are when you're trained properly, to have a worldview, to have a domestic view for different countries, to have a sector view, of just one particular sector, whether do you guys do the retail investors even know the industries that they're investing in, whether that's tech, whether that's discretionary, uh what else out here when you talk about are they even talking about the defensive stocks? Do they know how to protect their downside, or are they always worried about things going up? Are they protecting their downside? Do the traders traditionally know that they can sell? But to the people that are going into the marketplace that are really called traders, but they don't know that they're a trader and they're calling themselves an investor, or they don't know that they're an investor and they're just trying to make some money off of these different industries. They're trying to make some quick bucks. What's so wrong with that, Trust Christian Evolve? What's so wrong with people just wanting to go in and make some quick money? Well, easy come, easy go. That's the law. Easy come, easy go. It's easy come, easy go. But we have no problem with putting out the content that says there are financial predators out here. For sure. And are we in is this the downfall of the free marketplace? Well, what do you want? A more manipulated one? Where it's more regulated? Where speculation is not speculation anymore? It's centrally ran? Can you become a millionaire during trading? Yes. Can you become a billionaire trader? Yes. It happens. Most of the people that are in certain categories, they fit a prototype, what we call a pedigree. They learn from certain people. They learn from people that work for the big banks. Have you been mentored by somebody that works for a big bank? Because remember, they were the ones that were consistently getting the returns, not the retail investor. If you start out as a retail investor, you're not supposed to stay there. So at one point, after 2 to 3 to 5 years, an individual should be a professional investor, but they're not. Most people are retail investors. How do you get around being a retail investor? You have to get around somebody that grows the funds consistently over a long period of time in different markets. They actually are educated to trade in different markets, not just, oh, I got to trade the currencies, or oh, I only got to trade the crypto, or oh, I only got to trade the what else are they trading out here? Whether it's equities or just funds, oh, I only got to do the options. It's like, how, there you go. Are you trained by a professional? Well, we've had the webinars here for at least 2 to 3 years plus. Some people have gotten it, some people haven't. It's a self-selection process. You have to choose yourself. That's why trading is private. Why? Because we know people that trade, they can't have conversations with people in the public that just watch the news and get their information only from the news, get their information only from these internet resources that are funneled to them through a daggone algorithm. That's what we're talking about. The people on the private side know that the information that's funneled to them through a cell phone is pumped through an algorithm. That's public. So how is trading private? Because you got to go behind the scenes. You got to do some private research. You got to go behind the scenes, baby. You can't sit there in front and just think that everything is being told to you, the whole story. And not only that, how many people are looking at it from a professional trader's perspective, a fundamental perspective? Are they just looking at it from a I'm just looking to get some money quick. I'm just trying to get some money. I'm trying to make some money. I'm looking to make a little bit of money. These are the type of responses where I got a little bit of money to lose, so I'm willing to lose a little bit of money. And that's how you know you're not a professional trader and you should stay away from it. So what are you saying, Trust Christian Evolve? Only people with money should be able to invest in this type of stuff or invest in general? Well, that's why the market is the best market in the world right now, because it allows you to go from zero to hero. And it allows you to go from the penthouse, excuse the French, to the shit house. Because you got to make sound investment decisions, sound financial decisions. Sound based off of mentorship. So many people think they can wing financial information. So many people think that they can, oh, I'm gonna get an internet guru's course on how to make sell my course more, and then that's how I'm gonna make it the money. Do you really think that that's how wealthy people are wealthy? It's through selling internet course. The internet hasn't even been around long enough for people to really say that they're genuinely wealthy through the internet. They're not wealthy through the internet. You will hear people all the time say, invest in what? The old time assets. Go deal with the real estate. Go deal with this. Go deal with that. Right. Because those are the old time investments. But oh no, no. We're in the age now where we got all of these digital assets, Trust Christian involved. We got all of these, financial assets. The stock market's finance, it's paper, it's just paper, and the account is the zeros and all this good stuff. Yeah, right. That the actual stock market can change someone's life financially if they're making money. That's what we're talking about. But people want to play around with this financial information. They want to play around with whether it's the stock market, whether it's the crypto market, whether it's any market. They want to play around in these markets, and they wonder why they get their hands blown off. They wonder why they feel like they're spinning their wheels. You're spinning your wheels because you're not learning from a professional trader. Period. It's private. Trading is private. You have to learn from a professional private trader. They're not posting their trades on the internet, but they're winning. If you knew these people, if you had access to these people, everybody would bother them. They have the track record. But how many of the internet so-called gurus have a track record? How many of them have the pedigree? Oh man, so you only took it and grew it to $5 million? First of all, that's the bonuses in our environment. You can get that on management fees. But we already know what it is. It's the internet. People are buying into the best marketing once again. So if you have a fund, or if you get paid off referrals from a broker or some website or some app, you get paid to refer people to it because you created the marketing little pitch for it, for the advertising on whatever platform. Now you can see how people are getting paid. But how many people are really think about this? We went to a crypto conference. They got people that got jobs in trading. You don't have a job in trade. When you trade professionally, that's your job. You're not trading part-time. You think trading is a part-time thing? What are you talking about? Does the bank hold your money part-time? No. The bank got your money full-time. And they invest in it privately. Trading is private. Talking about I got a job. And you doing that for money? Because when you trade, you won't need that money. Trading is an unlimited game. That's why you're in it. Because it's no limits. I'm in it because it's got no limits. So how many people are all in? They're not all in. They're not full tilt. They're playing around with it. They're negotiating the price of success, the price of mentorship, the price of going private. That's what they're avoiding. Well, how much does that cost, Trust Christian Evolve? I'm looking to make $250,000 a year, be financially independent, sit at home, click a button, and make money from sitting at home. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the first generation that thinks that they could sit at home and make some money. That's a joke. If you think that you're going to make that type of substantial wealth by sitting behind a computer and not meeting a banker face to face, Meeting an investor, a hedge fund, an angel, a VC, face to face, you're lying to yourself. I'm sorry that these internet goofballs called gurus are telling you that. You have to be, if you think about it, if you were an investor with large lump sums of money, let's just say 10 million plus dollars, wouldn't you want to meet the person that you're giving the money to directly, face to face? But oh no, no. You got these people that want to say, oh, I could just sit behind my computer, or oh, I just want to make money from the computer. They want to sit at home. They don't know if they need to invest in their education and go to conferences with other high net worth individuals, or go with other successful investors, or go with other business people that are actually say that they're professionally trading. These are people that actually they have access to the information that you need as a retail investor. It's actually a true mentorship, because a mentor that is a professional trader has access to information that you don't have yet, and you need that information so you can become a professional trader. That's how it's done. How do you think the banks do it? They pass that information from one person to the next, period. You sit on the trading desk, you got a mentor. But oh no, no, I don't want to sit on the trading desk, trust Christian Duvall. I gotta watch Squid Games. I gotta watch the Netflix. How do you have time to study Netflix when really the keys to trading is just studying and knowing what's gonna happen before it happens? That's how you know trading is private. Appreciate you for tuning in live, listen, replay. Christian at trustchristian.com. Look forward to hearing from y'all from the webinar. Look forward to hearing from y'all with the trustee training. Look forward to hearing from y'all. Christian at trustchristian.com. Trading is private. Peace.